Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to talk to you guys about on Boku no Hero Academia on chapter 309 or My Hero Academia on chapter 309. Looks like to me this chapter right here reveals a lot of information of what's to come. The only thing I'm really sad and upset about is that one person does not know. Although it seems like it must be necessary eventually, but we'll have to find out soon, you know? Hopefully we'll get more addition to the information down the road, but whatever the case may be, we'll have to accept with what we are given for the time being until next week. So if anything else, let's just get this started. The chapter opens up with two characters, Makabe Shikui, Mr. Smith, and Totake Itajiro Boomerang Man, which apparently they are the two third years of the hero course at Kitsubitsu Academy, you know? They end up seeing Izuku actually having an escapee whatsoever. As for Turtle Hero Girl, we have to it that the vigilantes end up having to take care of Shindo-kun or Shindo right now. They say let us help you out. You can't carry him alone. Just respect our boundaries and we'll cooperate with you, you know? And we have to it that Izuku remembers that guy is the same dude or something. I don't know. But we have to it that Izuku delivers the villain at the Diana police precinct whatsoever, and they end up arresting him, you know? As for Izuku, he ends up escaping right away and says, I'll be right there, All Might. And lucky for me, this is a good thing, because Izuku is not doing this alone. Thank life all given to me. If he was doing this alone, he will be dead in a few days, or he will die in a few days. But whatever the case may be, we get to know more information down the road in this chapter, you know? We get to see All Might having to meet up with Izuku and ask about his injuries, and Izuku's like, I'm uninjured. And All Might's like, how about your limbs? And Izuku's like, yeah, it's all completely fine. The support item that was delivered right before the travel restrictions were instituted, the power stabilizing mid gauntlet. I don't feel a thing thanks to it, you know? And All Might's like, yeah, remember that this is just an endurance prototype. It's supposed to reinforce your entire arm, but it's nowhere near strong enough to withstand your power at 100%. Make sure to not overdo yourself before the final showdown. You got that? And Izuku's like, and Izuku's like, yeah, I got it, etc. And we have to it that All Might gets a phone call from Hawks who asks him, hey, how's Midoriya doing? And we have to it that Beast Genius is taking down a villain right now with this power. And we have to it that All Might's like, yeah, we're doing quite alright. He just returned right now. And Izuku, thanks to his to his quirk, he ends up going on the run again. And All Might's like, yeah, the guy ran off again. And Hawks tells All Might, hey, you seem overprotective. I understand that, but you're trying not to let anyone else in your surroundings get affected by this whole thing. Preparing measures to ensure secrecy and all that, but whoever broke into Tartarus has a huge cheat on their side, and the risk of getting caught from just keeping to yourself are pretty high. I know that these are trying times for you, but I request that you work together with us, you know? Even All Might understands that. Then we get to see a flashback back to the hospital about Izuku, you know? We get to know that Izuku, you know, he was told, if you were told before that if you were hurt again, that you won't be able to move your arms or something. Luckily, that's not the case. In the past, you incurred injuries from within your body this time. Most of the damage was dealt externally. In addition, whether it be a side effect of your quirk, your internal structure seems to have been protected from the inside out. The injuries you sustain and your anatomy are completely different. So maybe it's because since Izuku's injuries came from externally, and maybe because he gotten a little stronger than before, is the reason why his arms or his body is much different or much stronger. I mean, it may sound a little confusing, but you guys should get the cue right here. I'm glad Izuku does have the use of his arms, but I think it's because he gotten stronger, but down the road I think it's because the quirks were protecting him. But whatever the case may be, he got lucky. In other cases, you could call it plot armor or whatever the hell it is, because, you know, people like to use plot armor as the excuse, which has always been like that throughout many series anyway. But whatever the case may be, Izuku just got lucky. It's because his anatomy are completely different, you know? And maybe the injuries he sustained is is dealt externally instead of internally, whatever the case is. We have to it that, like, the doctor still warns Izuku, even so, you'll still have to be careful and stay out of harm's way. And Deku's mother, which she finally knows the truth, asks, can you explain his quirk to me? And All Might explains everything and realizes that Izuku did not develop a quirk. And All Might explains everything to Deku's mother, and Deku's mother goes like, so he didn't develop a quirk on his own, so the quirk can only be transferred to those without a quirk of their own, right? But because of this, some very bad people have set their sights on him. And Izuku's mother asks All Might, what's going to happen next? And All Might's like, we're prepared to protect him if it's UA. But Izuku says, I'm not going back to UA. And realizing this, Izuku's mother's like, are you serious? What are you talking about? And we have to that Izuku says, Shigaraki can find my location at any time. Even now, it wouldn't be unexpected of him to launch an attack right here. I can't afford to let anyone else get hurt because of me anymore, you know? As you guys remember, when it came to the war, and I mean, to remind you of the war, a lot of people, or many heroes died, not to mention a lot of people got injured. We have to that Izuku remembers how, like, Aizawa Sensei, Shoto from Gran Torino, Bakugo, and Hado Senpai got hurt in that war. He does not want to see anyone get hurt anymore. Even Izuku says the truth. If Shigaraki perfects his form sooner than later, then the situation will go from bad to worse, and it'll get much uglier than before. And that is the truth. Right now, Shigaraki is recuperating, or the possessed Shigaraki is recuperating. It will only be a matter of possible short time that Shigaraki will get his 100% strength. And when that comes, all life given to me, oh man. But that aside, Izuku says, I have to stop Shigaraki before that happens. But Izuku's mother says, but look in the state you are now. How will you be able to fare in this fight? And Izuku's like, I will have to just get stronger. And we have to that Izuku's mother says, I said that I put my trust in you, but I don't approve. If that's your only plan, I was so happy for you. I laughed with you. I was happy then, but now. And, you know, she remembers that time where she played with Izuku playing hero and says, thank you for saving me, Izuku-mai. And we have to it, Izuku comforts his mother and tells her, which is why I have to go to save more people as Izuku-mai. But don't worry, I will come back. Even though he has to leave his mother behind and his loved ones behind, he has to do this. Even All Might remembers that time where he's going to give his life. He even told Izuku, even if I tried to stop you, you'll still leave. So in that case, even if you don't want it, I'll help you, you know? And we have to it that Endeavor, Hawks, along with Blue Genius, ends up having to talk about the situation with Izuku, you know? Saying, you're coming with us? No, sir. I mean, sure, I wonder if that's a good plan. And we have to it, Blue Genius says, excuse my crude language, but we already have Deku serving as bait for Shigaraki to track down. I was wondering how effective it will be if we will make sure to stay close by so we may intervene quickly if possible, you know? Etc. And we have to that Izuku visits Gran Torino and talks to Izuku for a bit. He says, is that right? Crying in the afterlife, huh? Well, at least I ain't dead yet. I can't join you right now, Nana. And Gran Torino gives a couple words of wisdom to Izuku. He literally warns Izuku, hey, as for you, kiddo, don't be so stubborn about redeeming Shigaraki. Sometimes death is a form of salvation too. Don't you ever forget that. Even so, I'm pretty sure Izuku is still on the road to try to save Shigaraki no matter what, you know? And we have to it that the chapter ends up with Endeavor, Hawks, Izuku, or Deku, along with Blue Genius and All Might get ready to go into battle. And it says, time to repay the favor to the League of Villains. Top 3, Deku and All Might team up, you know? Etc. So, this chapter gives more clarification about Izuku's injuries. I guess you can say he got plot armor, whatever you want to call it, or he got super lucky. And I think it was because he gotten stronger than he was before. I mean, if he did not get stronger than he was before, like back then when it comes to like muscular and all that, I guess things would have been very bad. But Izuku did not use 1,000,000%. That much is considered. So yeah, not to mention Izuku is able to at least hold out with 100% for now, but not to mention he's got the gauntlets he has around his arms right now. It's able to help him out or support him, which is a good thing. And yeah, like I said, Izuku is not doing this alone. Even though his mother doesn't like the idea of what he's going to do, I'm glad he's getting help from Endeavor, Hawks, Blue Genius, and All Might, which is a good thing. But let's not forget, All Might is quirkless and he could easily be killed anytime if he wanted to. But whatever the case may be, we'll have to see. Anyways, like I said, and repeating myself again, I'm glad Izuku is not doing this alone. And of course, he got lucky with his arms, okay? Not to mention his legs. But, you know, he should not overdo it, and I hope he gets stronger down the road when the time comes about. But right now, they're trying to track down or defeat many of the League of Villains, escape prisoners, etc., and tries to stop, like, Shigaraki from going 100%. Because once that happens, well, all I can say, all hell breaks loose. But I think it's going to happen eventually anyway. I'm really sad and upset about what I said at the beginning, is that Bakugo does not know. And I'm pretty sure Bakugo will not hesitate to help out too, but I guess he's been left out in the dark because he may be one of those few powerful heroes or heroes in training that could, like, be a backup plan. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, I hope we get to know more about Class 1A and Class 1B. As much as I love Izuku to death, and many people think that Izuku must get the spotlight most of the time, we have to know what the other characters are doing, you know? And I hope the manga author could, like, give us that of what's going on with the other characters, you know? Class 1A, Class 1B, I hope they are training very hard and helping out too, because there's no way in hell that that many of the heroes that we have currently can't do this alone. Not to mention, like, Izuku and the others. Even with the top 3 heroes right now, with Izuku and All Might working together, they're going to need all the help they can get. But at the same time, it's dangerous, you know? So it's back and forth and debatable to talk about the situation. But, you know, whatever the case may be, I hope things will get better eventually. But for the time being, we're going to have to deal with what we get for the time, for what it is. So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Ta-da!